Milords, how many of you know people in your family, in your friends, who have gone through legal disputes regarding ancestral property? Uh, Most of you, right? So, this problem is Har Ghar Ki Kahani, where families go through a lot of emotional and financial turmoil because of legal disputes regarding property. Patriarchal family structures, societal norms, and cultural biases have worked against women in giving them their right to claim their ancestral property. Victims are usually women in these disputes. Married women are forced to give up their right. They are obligated to give up their right because it is considered that they are well settled with their husbands. So there exists a gender gap where inheritance laws are, misconstrued just for these married women. It has become a regular issue. Widows have their own problems as well, because most of the times we've seen where widows are considered to be a financial burden. There are greedy children who try to take over this property of their widow mothers and try to throw them out of their house. In case of adopted daughters, even though they're legally adopted, they are not given their right. They are they go through a lot of emotional issues, they go through financial issues, and despite being legally adopted, they are not given their parents' inheritance properties. Even when women are mentioned in the will, they are not given their property because the brothers, the male members in the family put a lot of pressure on them. They say, that they will get settled later on, or they're already settled. Why give the property? So in 2016, a lady filed a petition in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court upheld the order in her favor, saying that women, in fact, had equal opportunity, equal access to their right to claim their father's property. The laws in India have also worked in the favor of women. The Hindu Succession Act in 2005 was amended and gave power to women to claim a right in the ancestral properties. It became a historic measure in the laws of India. And it is, thank you, and it is very important that people understand that it is only through education and it is only through awareness that people understand that women also have a right and they need to access this right. And this is possible only when people understand the value of proper estate planning. And proper estate planning can be only understood if you make a will, right? So by making a will, you're actually deciding who gets what after you pass away. So what happens if you don't have a will? If you don't have a will, then all your assets get equally divided between your family members in equal proportion. So imagine this, you have two sons and you have two properties. Would you want each of your son to get an equal share in the property, or would you want them to be separate owners? You can make a will and you can choose. Similarly, you can choose how your elderly parents or your children or pets are taken care of when you're not there. Similarly, it is very important to make sure that your will is clear, it is well drafted, the points are all there. Because when the will is vague, then there are a lot of issues and confusion and people don't know which property goes where, and it just creates a mess with family, and that becomes a difficult situation. So you have to make sure that your will is up to date, and if you have a marriage in your family or a divorce in the family, or if there is a new birth of a child, or even when properties, you buy or you sell properties, you have to take all that into account and make sure that everything is accounted for. So just like insurance, you all have insurance, I'm sure. Just like insurance, you prevent financial difficulties through insurance, and you give that security and the peace of mind to your family members. Will act similarly in that fashion. So, and if you're thinking that, it's very difficult to make a will, imagine this, match the following, we've all gone through this. You have legal heirs on one side, you have your assets on the other side, and all you have to do is decide which asset goes to which person. It's just that simple, right? And it's not important that if you have to be rich, you have to have a will. Even if you have limited assets, you can make a will, and you can appoint a trustworthy person who will make sure that when you're not there, your assets are distributed as per your wishes, as per your will, through to your loved ones. In the COVID, we've seen a lot of issues where a lot of scenarios where people have passed away and they've not left anything for their loved ones. So this proper estate planning becomes important, and the main essence is that when you're not there, you are able to take care of your loved ones. Manusmriti had a few words in their book. It said, women are not fit for independence. They are taken care of by their father in their early age, by their husband in their youth, and by their son in old age. These words are only should be buried in the history books. They don't deserve a place here today. Women are strong, women are empowered, and women understand the requirements. So let us take this pledge today with all of you. Let us make sure that women get what they deserve. Thank you so much.